Guess what, y'all? So that Cracker Barrel horse is kind of officially dead after this, after what President Trump has done. So look, I'm going to read this to you. This is a post, a Truth Social post from President Trump that says Cracker Barrel should go back to the old logo, admit a mistake based on customer response, the ultimate poll, and manage the company better than ever before. They got $1 billion worth of free publicity if they play their cards right. Very tricky to do, but a great opportunity. Have a major news conference today. Make Cracker Barrel a winner again. Remember, in just a short period of time, I made the United States of America the hottest country anywhere in the world. 1 year ago, it was dead. Good luck. And then the White House trolled Cracker Barrel with Make America, wait, where is it? America First. Hold on, I've hit a button here. So what are we doing here? Either way, why is it doing this? Look, there's this new thing happening. No. Either way, y'all listen. Cracker Barrel heard the president. Cracker Barrel decided that they've had enough backlash, and Cracker Barrel has decided to put the old timer back into the logo where they never should have taken them off to begin with. So they have put it back, and President Trump says, congratulations, Cracker Barrel, on changing your logo back to what it was. All of your fans very much appreciate it. Good luck into the future. Make lots of money, and most importantly, make your customers happy again. So they have the logo back. Now, here's what's interesting to me. Was it all a gimmick? You have to wonder, just like how when Tesla, all the Tesla stuff started, remember everybody was keying Tesla, setting Teslas on fire, and the Tesla stock plummeted. And then in came a lot of Democrats to just start gobbling up Tesla stock at the lowest price it had been. And then Tesla stock started going back up, and these people are now patting their pockets. We already know that the Cracker Barrel stock dropped significantly. They lost like $200 million in all of 24 hours after they made their announcements of changing everything. They lost a ton of money. Stocks plummeted. What's going to happen tomorrow now that they've said that the logo is going back to what it was? People who went in and decided to buy at the bottom are now going to massive money, maybe not massive, that might be an exaggeration, but I guarantee they're going to make money off of this. So Benny Johnson had posted, victory, Cracker Barrel backs off its logo rebrand and will keep the classic old timer following President Trump's strong advice. And this is what Cracker Barrel had to say. We said we would listen, and we have. Our new logo is going away, and our old timer will remain. At Cracker Barrel, it's always been and always will be about serving up delicious food, warm welcomes, and the kind of country hospitality that feels like family. Which is not at all what they really were saying the last couple of days when their CEO was basically gaslighting the crap out of its customer base, saying, oh no, of course we understand you don't want any changes. We're just going to change everything. Okay, it'll be fine, but you'll still be able to go get your dumplings and your okra and your whatnot. But we're going to change everything else to make it all inclusive for everybody but y'all that actually built this brand up, right? And now they have decided to backtrack. Cracker Barrel has backtracked. They have backpedaled. They have given in because the voices of America. I mean, that's really what it is. The voices of the American citizens spoke up and spoke out, and Cracker Barrel is like, listen, we saw what happened to Bud Light. We're going down a very slippery slope here. Let us go ahead and, kick it back up a notch. I wonder if the CEO, female CEO, is still going to be female CEO in another 24 or 48 hours. Very curious about what's going to happen there. Now, this is the article that came out about this. This was on Fox Business, and it says Cracker Barrel scraps new logo design and keeps the old timer after listening to customers, right? That's what they're saying. So Cracker Barrel said on Tuesday, just happened today, not too long ago, we thank our guests for sharing your voices and love for Cracker Barrel. This is what the restaurant chain said in a statement to Fox Business. We said we would listen, and we have. Our new logo is going away, and our old timer will remain. At Cracker Barrel, it's always been always blah, blah, blah. As a proud American institution, our 70,000 hardworking employees look forward to welcoming you to our table soon, the restaurant chain added, which I think says a lot because I wonder how many of those 70,000 employees were like, listen, we're not doing this. We're either getting berated by people or people aren't coming in. We're not making money. You're making all these changes. It's not where I want to work. It's not the vibe I want to be in. It's not what I stand for or whatever else. I wonder how many employees were ready to walk due to the changes that Cracker Barrel was implementing, because I mean, they were not small, insignificant changes. They are massive changes where they're trying to take away any sort of, I mean, here's the thing though. This is not a victory. I need everybody to fully understand this. This is not a full-on victory. Yes, it's like a little, haha, we won that part. We won the outside of the door with the sign, but they're still making the indoor changes. They're still making the exterior changes. They're still doing all these different things, changing the menu, changing everything else. Yes, we get to keep the old timer in the barrel, but they're still going to make a bunch of different changes. So don't let this like appease you to the point where you're like, oh, I love Cracker Barrel again. It's the best. No, it's not, because they're still making changes that should not be made to begin with. Clearly, they can see those changes are not wanted. They're not warranted. They're not necessary. If they're going back to changing their logo, you can tell it's not necessary. It says here, Deputy White House Chief of Staff Taylor Budowich said on social media that he appreciated a call earlier in the evening with Cracker Barrel. Says they thanked President Trump for weighing in on the issue of their iconic original logo. They wanted the president to know that they heard him, along with customer response, which is the ultimate poll, and would be restoring the old timer. So smart. Congrats, Cracker Barrel and America. And then, of course, we read what Trump said about it coming back. So when we went to eat, it already had that label. That was the new menus there. The outside still had the old sign, everything else, but the menus have that label on there. And I wonder if the menus will change or if they're going to stay that way, if they're only going to leave the outside signs the same, if everything else is going to go to the new sign on the inside, because they didn't really specify what was going to change and what was going to stay the same in regards to the logo. Do we only get it on the outside of the building, or are they going to remake everything they've already put money into, like the new menus, and give us the old man and the barrel back? Either way, I can guarantee you there will be more. It says Cracker Barrel has stood by its recent moves and said 87% of respondents in there, our values haven't changed and the heart and soul of Cracker Barrel haven't changed. A spokesperson previously told Fox News, Digital, whatever, and that they like the logo. What 87% of people did you talk to? If you pulled 100 people from where I live right now, 87 of them would tell you, hell no, they do not like that. Maybe 13 would say yes, but those 13 are probably blind. So I don't really think it counts. It says, Uncle Herschel remains front and center in our restaurants and on our menu. He is the face of the Herschel way. This is what the foundation and the foundation of how our 70,000 plus employees provide the country hospitality for which we are known, what the spokesperson said. It says Cracker Barrel has been a destination for comfort and community for more than half a century. And this fifth evolution of the brand's logo, which works across digital platforms as well as billboards and roadside signs, is a callback to the original and rooted even more in the iconic barrel shape and word mark that started all back in 1969. Listen, we're going to see what happens here. But Trump was not wrong when he said they got $1 billion worth of free publicity. I know I've been running my mouth about it because I was like hot about the subject, right? Plenty of people are talking about Cracker Barrel. I told you guys and I showed you guys when we went in there, my husband and I on Sunday, the parking lot had a lot of people in it. There was a 20-minute wait for us. There were a lot of people in there. And you have to wonder, were they there because they love the food, or were they there because it's like a zoo attraction at this point, because they wanted to see what the fuss was about, right? Was it the inside? Was it the food? Like, is it the service? What's the fuss about? Why is everybody talking about Cracker Barrel? Does this now change? Tomorrow, is it going to be a ghost town and crickets? Because now they're like, well, it's fizzled. They've already caved and given in and whatever else. Very interested to see what's going to happen at the Cracker Barrels in the next couple of weeks. But I will say, it's not a full victory, but I do still feel like we won a little something. And I think we should all go to bed happy with that. So, y'all, I love you immensely. Have a good night. See you tomorrow. Goodbye.